2. That's 3 days.
Jeez, I did not mean to hint at Yodel last session, but I mean, Saturday.
That's fucking 3
Yodel
days.
is kicking down the door. I heard my 9th cousin died. She was always able. I didn't know her that well.
He's familiar. He's familiar with a town further north called Qualty. It is directly east of the Rygen Mountains, and it is, if you guys have full charges, it's about eight days away.
8 days north of where we are?
It's north of where you are, a tiny little skosh of east to that, but it is...
I heard of this place.
Make a history check. Arya can make a history check. It's north of a city called Genesis.
10.
I also got 10.
You guys don't know where this is. But for ease, he'll tell you it's a larger city due east of the Rygen Mountains on the east side of the River Alexander. On the fling, it's going to be a fast 8 days. Like, you guys would not be able to roll any fails on the flings, like, being broken. But, and I took a picture, because I don't want you to be dead, and I showed you the dice.
Yep.
On Hunderpuck's ability to be able to find enough unguents and oils, I just sent to the WhatsApp what he rolled.
Sure. 98.
He can get what you guys need based off of that roll.
Nice.
It's now just a matter of whether you guys can get to the fucking town I just said.
Why don't we just go south then? If we're only 8 days from Dara, just backtrack.
You guys are pretty perfectly split. 8 days north, 8 days south. It's going to come down to rolls on the random table. It was going to go down to 6 day or to a town 6 days away if you guys had got over 200, and if you broke 250, it was going to go down to like 4 days away. It's your guys' call. North or south?
Rolls like that percentile one. Could you use inspiration on that?
No, it's just D20 rolls.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the group D100 rolls as sort of like I give you guys all like this time it's all break a 30 to add up to a certain number. This time it was everybody had to be a 50 or higher or whatever the equivalent was. So Falconer's 78 got you guys super close. You needed 11 points to get it down to 6 days, and then you rolled an 8.
So we've got a delta of 2 days basically. And so
Yeah.
then the question to me is, do we create more opportunity within those 2 days by getting closer to Dara rather than going north into Oblivion?
It's kind of
To
hard.
make it a leading question, I feel like
There's a lot of shit going on south to us right now too.
Yeah, you guys like went through a town to try and find unguents, and the whole city was at war with itself, with like loyalists and hidden rebels. It was pretty messy. Zodel killed a guy.
Yeah, who was he worshiping? He had no worth.
You guys are riding a line here for sure, and I let fate decide. It was all in the rolls. Hunderpuck will have what you need. It's just a matter of whether you can get to where you need to be with the amount of charges you have, or can recoup and rolls on the daily.
Yeah. So if we go north, nobody really knows where the town is, so we're kind of flying blind.
But
I mean, we can ask.
And
along
it's
the way.
still more true beryllium, and we're in an airship.
correct.
Not ideal. Or we go south, which we kind of know the way. Can try to avoid major centers, and hopefully not get ambushed by either side. And know where we're going. I would vote south.
Yeah, it's kind of like a choose your pain situation because
Well,
like we've got the pain of the unknown or the pain of stepping back into anarchy, basically.
And then there's the, if you do go south back into what is familiar, and then this does work and Zodell comes back, then you guys are back on like a 2-week backtrack going north again.
Long time to think about why not to plant beans in dirt all by yourself. I'll put it to a vote. I vote south.
I vote north.
One for north, one for south.
I don't
What
know.
about the box?
The box of returning?
Oh, you guys haven't placed a box mark in forever.
It
Can
has.
we place the box here? And then if we need to come back, we just fucking like do the fucking thing and
Yeah.
have somebody bring us the plane.
It has a range. I don't
It's a
know.
thousand,
That,
it's 1,000 miles.
miles.
Okay.
But you also, it's like a bag of holding. You can't put an airship in it.
No, it would be for
No, that's what I
us.
was saying. Like if somebody could bring us the plane.
Well, no, we're going in the fling.
No, I know, but I'm saying, what if we leave the box here where we're at, and then if we bring Zodell back and we want to continue going north, we can hop back through the box maybe and be right where we left off, just potentially on foot.
Then it would take us months to get where we're going. We kind of need the fling, unfortunately.
From where you are now, the fling will get you to where Zodell's former slave ship was in 6 weeks. Without the fling, probably 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
If we go south, how long does this resurrection thing take?
How long does what now?
We have 10
I'm asking
days.
Arya as Rostin, how long does the resurrection spell take?
Not very long as far as casting goes. It's just I only have 10 days to find the components for it.
Yeah, I picked up that part. I just wasn't sure if there was a way we could like if we left the box here and we flung back and then just had someone basically
What's the
like
stipulation
quirky
that
or
makes it
something,
only
like turn
10
around and
days?
start flinging back towards where we are now, and then like I don't know. Never mind.
Well, as far as Zodell is concerned, you have a pinky of hers. That's all you need for Ari to cast a spell, so it's not like you have to leave Zodell's body behind or anything.
No. I was just thinking of a way we could get back to our current location faster if we get Zodell back and end up back on her path.
Yeah, I know
Not-
what you're trying to say.
Not if you want the fling to be with you, no.
But yeah, okay. Alright.
Turns out actions have consequences.
Which, I mean, honestly, we have learned this lesson before, Zodell. The trench. The table for 8 people.
The table, I know.
The Schiefer Breeze.
On the Barren Edge with
Oh.
the beans.
Yeah,
Same
yeah.
situation.
The fact that when we had guests here, you planted a bean in the fucking night garden that would have destroyed like a third of the city. And I've reiterated that a lot. You could have destroyed a third of
I'm
a
not-
city.
I don't understand why people don't take the
or anything
beans
like
away
that.
from me.
It's, the chaos is fun from the outside. I'm
How-
just saying, in game,
How hard would you
If-
fight
if we
somebody
bring
trying to take
Zodell
your
back-
shit?
14-day backtrack on her personal quest, by the way, we were on.
Zodell has just admitted that if anybody had tried to take any damaging belongings from her, she would have given them over freely. So if she does come back, just
Oh.
remember that.
I do. Yeah. Okay.
said, how hard would you have fought? And you just shook your head. That seemed like I wouldn't have to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's the reason it's only 10 days?
It just says you touch a dead humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid. Provided that the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days, the spell forms a new adult body for it and then calls the soul to enter that body.
Oh, and then we get to roll to see what race she is.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I've been looking at.
There's a bunch. Goblins
But
in there twice.
I know.
Doesn't
I am actually fine with Goblin. Because of the one in
Okay.
Constitution, then I can pour the next.
Can I use
Fighter
the
level-
charger?
well, I'm
My
gonna-
phone is
yeah,
at
shut
like
up.
10%.
There's worse options than Goblin. There is.
Krista and I, when we first talked about me retooling this table, I was like, man, can you imagine how pissed Odell would be if she came back as a goblin? Just like, kill me again! Or how hilarious it would be, just like you, with like now all of your massive weapons shrunk down to goblin size, so they're like anybody else can pick them up with a hand, and just like, I'll fucking murder every fucking one of you!
I guess the question is, if we bring Zodell back, are we gonna change paths?
That's the hilarious
It
option.
is the funniest thing ever.
That could be a thing too.
Like, are we
jump into
gonna
Xander's
leave
arms and she's like,
Durelium
"Who are you?"
and go to your
It's me.
country? Like, are we gonna completely abandon this path? Because I feel like if we go south, then we kind of are.
Magnus,
Because we're just
one might
backtracking.
also
Magnus's side story is closer than
I was
everyone
just
else.
gonna ask, does Magnus want to go home? Because we can do that.
I'm just saying, one might argue with the wording of that. Because I've gentle reposed it.
I also thought about that.
So
I don't-
Yeah, that
I'm
does-
thinking
that
the
stops
wording
the
of it
plot.
is like, if it's been
For, like-
dead and like not touched for 10 days, then it's beyond helping. But if I've gentle reposed it, essentially like put it in the deep freezer.
Somebody want to Google the wording on that?
I'm researching
What were you
that
saying,
right
Matt?
now.
Because I thought of that last session. And
I
you guys
think
both said
I
the
think
wording of the response.
Arya is more right. From the like bit that I saw before I'm clicking on the link, which is taking a long time.
I forget
for
what
some
I was
reason.
saying.
Okay.
But it says, provided that the body has been dead for no longer than 10 days, ...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that too, and I got a bit of this from Critical Role recently.
Sorry, I'm just reading the spell here. It says, the spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, since days spent under the influence of the spell don't count against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead. I would argue that Reincarnate would probably fit in that category, so...
Read me.
That's up to the DM, I
read
guess.
me reincarnate. It's. Read me reincarnate.
We're,
You touch
I
a
did
dead
think of this.
humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid, provided that the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days. The spell forms
Okay,
a
pause
new
there.
adult body.
Provided the creature has been dead no longer than 10 days.
Yeah.
Now
And then they're
read
saying-
me
And
gentle
then
repose.
Gentle Repose says extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead, since days spent under the influence of this spell, Gentle Repose, don't count against the time limit of spells such as Raise Dead. So, like, Raise Dead has the same time limit thing on it. I think it was 10 days also.
10 days.
So, yeah, seems like a bit of a cheat if you can just now extend a 10-day period into 100 days.
Yep.
I mean,
What if it times a half it? Or doubles it or something?
I feel like. What's the time limit on Raise Dead?
It's 10 days.
depending on who else gets gentle repose, it might not be a cheat if it's his entire like thing. Like, it's one thing to have a
Oh,
cheat.
man.
It's another thing to have a subclass dedicated to death
I
and
would,
irrespective
I
death.
would say maybe once. Like, you can do it once, so extend it to 20 days, and then after that, it's like, well, no, you can't do it again.
Yeah. See, that's tricky because death is supposed to have stakes, and I get you are a grave cleric, and that is, well, it's the cleric aspect of it. it just takes a lot of everything we've done this session and takes all of the risk and throws it out the window, which I don't like, because there should be stakes.
It's up to you.
I'd prefer a burger over steaks, but I'm with you either way.
Depends on the steak. And if you have the right sauce for the steak.
No, I'm burger 100% of the time.
Cool.
What about a steak burger?
These are what the Ents are talking about over my dead body.
What about a steak burger? We
Meat's
don't
back
eat
on the
meat.
menu, boys.
Well, I'm just curious. I just came into existence 12 seconds ago. I don't know where I am.
I wonder, did they fight each other after?
No, they're on the same time.
They're
Oh,
Same
friends.
side.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm
I
gonna go.
think your call. However you want.
I mean,
I get where you're coming from.
yeah. If that's the case, then all of the stakes of the episode are now just gone, or the session are just gone, and all of the roles that we've done have been a waste of time. But I'm also here for, like, magic is fucking magic, and I don't want Zodel to die, but I'm gonna pee. You guys discuss, and I'm gonna think. Because that just became a way harder question.
Yeah.
Does Zodel want to be Zodel still?
She's not
That's a real
answering.
Because if we're deliberating for this whole time and Zodel's just like, no, I actually want to move on to my secondary character.
It's one thing. It's one thing for Xander to want to. You're asking if Zodel wants to come back.
Does Xander want Zodel to come back?
We'll start with that one.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we think it's going
Does
to be...
Zodel want Zodel to come back?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Zodel wants Zodel to come back more than Xander wants Zodel to come back, and Xander wants Zodel to come back.
Okay.
I think the question becomes, do we stand a better chance of that happening by getting closer to civilization versus away from civilization?
I
My
feel
answer
like
would be yes, and then maybe if we go south,
Well, yeah.
then we can shift toward Magnus's destiny.
Well, even
We're gonna leave it
Yeah,
up.
I'm all for South. I think the question is, if we get her back, what do we do after that?
The thing
And
is-
if it's
even if we go south, the closest that he was able to teleport us in was still even further south of the city. Like, how long did it take us to get to the city from where he teleported us in?
I mean, there's trees in Dara.
Oh, he has just technically been in there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
we could also just get.
It's
8
magical
days
now,
in,
like,
so
we
that
can
there's
go in
2-day
the middle
Yeah,
of
windows
the
he
and just
knew trees in Dara
fly
originally. He just
or
couldn't
something.
transport to them before.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ski, I cut you off there. My bad.
That's okay. I was just saying we have a 10-day window that'll take us 8 days hopefully to get south, and then he can just wild shape and fly and meet us somewhere. Doesn't have to be to a tree.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if it's 8 days north or 8 days south, it doesn't really matter.
Going forward, I agree that a 10-day window, given a gentle riposte, I will allow to extend one time to a total of 20 days. Because there still needs to be stakes, but you guys have a massive amount of magical folks at your disposal and a flying airship that is only going to get faster based off of being repaired. I would like somebody, we'll say Zodel, because you're the dead one. You will be the deciding nut puller.
Yeah.
There is only one negative nut in this bag. That will keep you at exactly 10 days. Any positive nut that you pull out will add days. This one time, and then we'll go forward with the new rule, because otherwise this whole session has been a wash.
Okay.
And I don't like that.
grab those nuts, girl. Yip yip.
Crane machine. There's some deeper in there if you want to go deeper. It's up to you.
+1.
You guys have 11 days.
Okay.
Oh, that was close. Red Nut was right on top.
Sorry.
All right, you guys have been gifted one extra day this one time. I agree, the one gentle repose adding to give you a 20-day period going forward. But now that we all know how the rules work, you guys have 11 days to go north or south on an 8-day journey as long as you don't roll shit.
I'm just excited for Zodell to come back maybe as a goblin or a halfling or a tiefling. Or
What if you came back as like a Goliath?
It would be
That
the
would
same
be
stat
crazy.
bonuses, so it would just be the
really?
racial options, yeah.
And you'd be resistant to cold.
True. I'd also feel like an even more of a carbon copy of Grog, so I mean,
That's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
I feel groggy enough.
I feel something. I feel like a lithe, like a lean or a small barbarian, where you're just like, haha, look how little you are, and then you just like break their skull, just like, how little am I now, bitch? Which way you guys going? Because we're getting close to the end of the evening.
Well, last I checked, we were tied at 1 for south and north.
I mean, if
Magnus for south.
if we're
Arya
gonna
for-
if we're gonna stick with
Magnus for
Sodell's
Magnus for-
backstory arc, then I think we should go north because then we're not backtracking and losing time based on that.
We've got 2 for north now. 1 recast. Riordan.
I say south, and the consequence of dying is we're no longer on your quest.
Fair enough.
Falconer.
I
Or
said south.
Riordan as the tiebreaker.
Magnus, where in proximity is your place? House? Village? Location? Backstory?
We're kind of east of the city.
Very.
Very, very east.
So from
And
Dara.
definitely not on the water.
Oh no.
From-
Just a sec.
From Dara, you guys are about 2 months, give or take, from 2 to 2.5 months from Zodell's backstory,
We're at the kidney-shaped lake.
and about a month from Darina.
There is Darina.
Month and a half to Darina.
And
But then from Darina straight north would be quicker to
we
Norse.
gotta go like way up here for Zodell.
And then Falconer, where's home base for you?
Oh, it's across the world.
Other
The
side.
Right.
literally
Oh my
other
God.
side of the world.
Krista straight up asked me, like, if we just kept heading east and we rounded the curvature of the planet, would that be quicker? Because you guys are heckin' far from Verdonis.
And Shay said no.
I don't know where the world extends on that side yet.
I know.
And maybe it's flat. Haven't decided. Maybe it's a cube.
I feel like we're pretty close to like opposite ends on the globe. Like
Pretty
if you
close.
dug a
Like a
hole
crazy
straight
Earth
through,
shape?
you'd get to Verdonis.
What if the world was a Mobius strip?
I have
We're
considered that.
living on Halo.
Man, that's a trippy planet concept.
Yeah.
That's a trippy planet concept. It's like the exact opposite of flat Earth. Because it's flat but always just goes in an inside circle.
Anyway, Brett.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna go south.
Okay.
All right. And the fling has exactly 6 charges.
6 charges at
That's
the moment.
correct.
All right. Taverny, yeah, you guys are. As the backwards walking cocker spaniel spitting nickels flies, 8 days with 0 troubles and no terrible conflicts. So, who would like to roll me? Oh, how far does 6 charges get you?
That is calculator.
So 8 days and then just minus however many hours.
Yeah, 84 hours. So by 24, that's 3.5 days.
And are we sailing or flying?
That's flying.
Okay.
Okay. So that'll get you from Tafferney back to about where Stone was, just below Kidney Lake. And I've
so
loved that joke.
We'll have to do that. Then we have to charge for
We also have to tell
day.
Hunterpuck that we're not meeting at
Quality.
quality anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, you got days to do that. Just be like, we're coming to you.
Kinda.
All right. Well, it'll be good to see you again. I don't know why you left so quick. We just miss you. For day number 1, somebody roll me a d20. Aria, you looked like you were queued up with a die there, or were you just playing with the d4?
Oh, I just always play with this D4
It's so sharp.
because it's pointy.
Magnus, roll us a d20.
Let's work our way around the table, I guess.
Yep.
And I'm adding what bonuses to it?
Nothing.
11.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh no.
I don't know what 11 is. Roll me a d4.
We have a tailwind.
1.
Ooh.
Guidance?
I would like everybody to make a perception check. Make one for Roston. There's Odell. Or Cameros.
15.
Either or.
Oh my god.
You all see Quirky sobbing behind the wheel. As 5 days go by without incident.
Dang.
It's good.
11. Number 1, 5 days go by without incident. Number 2 was the large stone archway that you guys just saw at the last city.
Which
Then
we
there's some other
never
stuff.
Looked at.
You did. Yeah, it said Hopeward Rise, Vision Follows. It was just an old border gate from centuries past. It was just a unique piece of architecture that's been left
Oh.
behind from many, many hundreds of years. I'm just trying to fill the world in a little bit. Yeah. A reminder that Dara conquered many, many kingdoms in this space. Okay. Day number 6, as you guys...
Except we flew for 3 of those days and then have to sail for the last 2.
So it would be...
Well, you can still fly. It's just it would be a slower speed.
You can sail while the battery recharges. So
and you
5
can
days...
also fly while the battery recharges.
No, just sail.
But
No, just sail.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
At regular sailing speed. So I'd say...
Flying slower just uses
But this
less
is
battery.
one level for every 14 hours of flight. Oh, is it in the paragraph above that you can't?
It's one... You burn 1 level.
Oh,
for
that's
every-
burning. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
recharging's in a different spot.
Okay.
So you guys get 3.5 days flying, and then spend 2 days letting the battery charge at half rate. So that would be 48 hours of charge. How many charges does that get you back?
That'd be 48. 7 is another 7 charges back. And they're 6.9. I'm gonna round up to 7.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not here to get all mathematic. Have I ever been? Somebody, let's do Riordan. I miss you at the table here, buddy. Give me a d20 roll.
Flat number?
Yep.
4.
4. Roll me a d4.
One.
Okay. That can't happen while you guys are currently flying. Another day goes by without incident.
Cool.
So put you back. Day 3. Okay. I'd say you've got another 4 days yet with the flying.
4 days.
Because sailing is your way reduced speed.
But we did 5 days without incident.
Yeah, so which means nothing attacked you
Yeah,
while you were
we-
sailing.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah, we had 3.5 days worth of flying capability, and then had to sail
For 2 days.
Day and a half,
Oh, okay.
plus then another to recharge.
Right.
I think this will just be, unless there's adverse effects, 2 more d20 rolls. So let's do Arya, and then we'll do Falconer.
19.
Pretty sure that's on the upper end of things. Roll me a d4.
3.
I already gave you your extra vision last session.
Cool.
And 1 more d20 roll from the Falconer himself.
17.
Roll me a d4.
2.
Kinneros is going to be so mad that he missed this. Hey, you guys. As Kinneros is shouting, and like just cherries of his smokes are flying off. I don't know how else to do him. Quinn and I are stoners. I get it. He's not like tapping up and injecting POP. Be happy about that. Hey, guys. As he starts to draw your attention, and you see there's a skyship in Durelium. It's rare. But now that you're getting closer to the center, there's now a more central magical shipping lane maybe being built. I saw this. And you see a quick moving skyship and a large winged form chasing it. And then there is just this flash of lightning as the thunder hits you a few seconds later. The ship starts to slowly spin, and it's trailing smoke, and you see some small flecks falling, tumbling. You watch this gargantuan blue form tear into the ship, and I'd say the few of you with passive perception's high enough so we can kind of expedite things going on here. They do see this form tear into the ship and rip out something large, bigger than its own head, but in one intact piece. And then it pushes down on this airship that now just begins to plummet as it then circles with a and fly away. This airship is now hurtling towards the ground faster than you could possibly go with the fling at its full
Towards
capacity.
us?
No, towards the ground.
Oh,
This is a
okay.
ways away.
Oh, okay.
This is just a gargantuan
It
creature.
didn't see us.
No, it's just some gargantuan blue creature taking out like a massive cargo or personnel airship, which, most airships probably 10 to 30 times the size of the fling.
Why didn't you go and help? I was sitting at the bench.
I was over there sitting on the bench. So tell you what. You should read Rule 5. Fuck you.
Yep.
It takes a few seconds as you guys are now looking over the edge of the ship and watching in this kind of clear skies as this ship just goes down, and then there's a flash of flame as the shockwave of the explosion goes past you. And Kinneros is like dropped his drugs and looking over like, I saw this. This was one of my things. Do you guys remember when I gave him this thing? He had a vision about this 12, 15 sessions ago.
I do remember that. You're talking about an airship. We were like, is it ours? He's like, I can't tell.
Yeah.
It's like, it's falling. And we're like, we're in the airplane right now. Are we going to fall? And he's like, well, I don't know.
Kinneros sees the future, and
remember that.
this has been on the random events table for fucking ever.
Yeah, we never roll 17s.
Never.
Fun.
For clarity, are we close to Dara already, or is this still in the open countryside?
As the next morning comes to rise, this, from what you guys are able to discern, this airship was probably part of a new shipping lane of airships going through Durelium from the east to the west, channels that have not existed basically ever. And you now are seeing Dara come into view. And you are seeing now, like I had described to you, all their flags are changed. They are an orange flag with a broken black circle. Sorry, was it a blue flag, broken black circle? Anyway, their flags are the colors of Dara and the rebels combined with instead of a singular black circle. Oh yeah, it was orange flag, black broken circle, white open palm in the middle. And welcome to New Dara. As you fly in and you notice that there are parts of the Alexander that have been being converted over these last 10-ish days, or I guess a little over 2 weeks, to be retrofitted for airship travel to come in and out. Kind of on a north and southerly. You remember the valley slopes down, so I mean, trying to come in on an east or west to land a little hinky because you're just going to take the tops of buildings out. But as they come in, you can cycle into the river and land, and you find yourselves moored with only a handful of eyes looking at your airship with a little bit of curiosity, and the rest of the city now bustling, packed, at least twice the capacity, and you're seeing turtles, tabaxi, half-orcs, Goliaths, goblins, drow, people who are free. You're seeing some of these drow individuals who are forced to have their heads shaved, like they've got stubble back, and no longer in whites. They're like wearing leathers for the first time, and you can tell they're kind of strutting around in them, just like, hey, like I was a slave for 150 years. This feels nice. Like, hit me now, bitch. And the city has an entirely different vibe. It also has a different smell. As I said, there are twice as many occupants in this city at this point. It is jam-packed. The docks are basically homeless shelters, refugee shelters. Buildings are being retrofitted to have additional people held in them. The central island, even, the castle's been, the majority of it's been kind of segregated, and the nobles' estates are now being used for people to be housed. Soldiers and citizens and magical folk, and you see a lot of Salakian individuals walking around, some of them in armor, some of them more casual, as they held a beef with Durelium for a real long time, probably about 500 years, which is why they joined with the rebels. And it is a vastly different atmosphere. You guys can make... who was there, actually? Riordan wasn't there. Falconer, Arya, and Magnus can make a perception check.
Wow, tonight, 15.
15, okay.
Keep rolling fucking sevens.
25.
That's a great modifier. Yeah. Riordan? Oh, no, Riordan wasn't there. Falconer?
23.
23, 27?
25.
25? Even with the 15, it only takes a quick second of the other two pointing it out. There's a large man working these docks. No, he's not a man. He's a Goliath with intricate tattoos up his arms, interesting like waist wraps, and he's helping haul in these ships and moor them. And the three of you are seeing who you haven't seen since session 5.
Oh my god.
Who had gone into Durelium.
Oh my god.
And ended up enslaved.
Oh my god.
Or an Ironsides.
Yes.
I thought it was dead.
You said he was impaled on a stake. I'm so glad.
No, I lied to you a bunch. He was always going to end up a slave in Durelium, and if you guys had stuck around for New Dara, he was going to bond with Zodel again and be like, hey, I remember you, you're a good fighter.
Deleting deceased from my...
Yep. And Riordan, that was the one session that you missed when you were doing... It was the Sea Hag session, and Falconer and Zodel fought this Goliath in Bloods and Suds in Calliope.
I've not heard that name in so long.
Yeah, you guys haven't been to any of the places in Calliope in a long time.
I'm bringing up Orin Ironside's stats and adding Zodel under deceased in his... too bad.
Hey,
In his
Orin, care to
companions.
hitch your ride? I'm just playing Orin. No.
I recognize you. And you, little one.
Hi, it was Orin, right?
It was indeed.
You fought one of our friends, Zodel.
I fought 2 of your friends and 1.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you're quite large.
And I'm a big Goliath.
Yes.
I remember your friends. Where's your half-orc companion who was most curious about my martial abilities?
You fashion the finger into a necklace?
No.
Oh, onto a headdress.
Guys, I'm a unicorn.
Okay, we're the worst. That was my bad this time. I'm sorry.
She got into an accident and
Tree fell on her.
is no longer with us. We're working on resurrecting her.
That is most unfortunate.
Yeah.
From what the citizens of the rebellion speak, your crew, who I have the privilege of knowing from my past,
Oh, nice.
were partially responsible for the freeing.
Is Bobby around? Have you seen him?
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
But I understand that you, Amour Ventis, worked in concert with the Risen
We did.
to
yeah.
bring magic back into this God's forsaken place. If only you told me not to come here to begin with.
Sorry.
The last 8 months have been gross.
Yeah.
But now I'm helping the city rebuild, earning my keep so I can continue on my travels, find new and possibly more enlightened portions of the world where I can continue my study.
What are you studying?
Many things. The way of the body, the way of the mind.
Cool.
I am in search of particular intellectual ideas. I am sorry for your friend.
Thank you. It was good to see you.
You see another little, like, single man airship coming in, just like,
Excuse me, I have to get back to work.
he sort of like lassos this little thing, splashes in the water.
Well, this is fascinating. It was good to see you.
Bye, Warren.
Do we know where Underbook is?
Nope.
Should I send another sending?
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Underbuck arrived back in New Dara. Where can we find you?
Magnus, you tell her that Granny's man to send to me herself. That is just absolutely hearing her voice. I want to see my great-grandniece come to the castle.
He's
I
in the
have
castle.
Sending.
What?
I don't have sending, otherwise I would.
But you've sent to him with scrolls before.
Yeah.
So he was just like,
Well, I want to talk to her. Why am I getting a phone call from your best friend? One of your best friends.
Yeah. Back to the castle.
Well, let's.
you
make
guys
our way, I guess.
cross Kingsbridge, and it is packed. The amount of people coming and going from the eastern and western sides of the city is tumultuous. Like, it used to be 100 people per 100. But it would be like 10 people per 100 square feet. It is just double that. Maybe to 25 people per 100 square feet. Like,
Dang.
it's jam-packed. Wagons are having a hard time getting through. But you managed to cross. Takes you where before it would take you a half an hour, probably closer to 45, 50 minutes at this point. You come up to the outer castle wall, and there are no guards. There's free commerce coming and going from the castle. You're
Love it.
seeing that there's a bit of a hub here. And you come in, you go through the eastern side entrance and into like the main ring hall around the bottom base of the castle. And Hunterbuck's just he looks even more gray than the last time you saw him.
Aw.
Like, he is so old. Like, he's your uncle. But we also kind of forgot along the way.
Gentle repose.
He's your great uncle.
Yeah. I just
Hello.
Yeah.
Hugs. Careful, don't touch the booty. It's still tender.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
That dragon shit was so cool.
Yeah, just wait.
Can you teach me that?
I got other tricks up my sleeve too.
And he like pulls out a long handkerchief.
Doves.
I've been multi-classing at a bar.
No, just wait. Hold on. I need to pull it all the way out because my underwear's on the other end. I don't know if I can teach it to you, but I can definitely help teach you certain things for sure. Just like before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I couldn't find all of the engines, but let's go to
Do you
the.
have a magical focus?
We'll go to the throne room. Yes, let's go.
And
Okay.
he leads you, and he slows a little bit. Oh, he's checking his pulse.
Kineros, can you cast
Do you
fly on
want a
him?
boost?
Don't you dare lift me, as it would not be so degraded. Well, yeah, fly would be cool.
Kineros is like, "You got it, mate," and casts fly on Hunterpuck, and then he goes from like a lazy cane walking to like now he's like moving double speed, still cane walking, but just like.
It's like watching one of those guys on those
Yeah,
those
it's
escalator
definitely
things at the airport.
Yeah, it's a mobile airport thing, except he's like 3 feet off the ground.
This is much better. Oh, better for my lower back.
And he leads you into the throne room, and there are a couple of individuals there. One of them in blue and one of them in orange. There seems to be a Darren soldier converted with a white ivory blade, a great sword because it's not in a sheath. You can see the white ivory of the blade. And on the other side, there is an individual, it's a half elven fellow, wearing silvers and oranges with the white palm on his chest. And the two of them acknowledge Hunterpuck with genuflection, and they pop the doors open, and everybody going into this room needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my gosh.
The DC is not high.
Is it against magic?
Technically, yes.
Sweet.
Is everyone within 10 feet of me?
I'm doing it for
Technically,
Austin.
yes.
So
Wisdom
we
save,
get
you
we
said?
get how much?
4.
+4.
Okay.
Rostin got a 21.
Nice. Magnus.
Nat 1 for an 11.
It's a nat 1. You take 3 points of psychic damage.
Wisdom.
Falconer.
26.
26, you're fine. Baradin.
12.
12 is good. Alright.
23.
23. Kinneros succeeds, sure, why not? That's an 11 plus stuff. Because yeah, as the doors open, there is, you see. Actually, this would be fun. You see the elderly elf woman from the Stemmed, kneeling in front of what is causing this sort of like mind flare. And
Mind flare?
The face is familiar. It is Gerard's face, though masked in sort of a platinum beauty. His hair is a little more lustrous, a little bit longer. His robes flow a little more freely, but never in his way. And he seems to step as if he's got like a 6 to 8 foot cushion of just energy underneath his step, as he's now placed a hand on what's her name?
Deborah.
No,
Magnus wrote it down.
Oh, good. Noramir. No. As soon as I said it, I knew that was wrong.
Sidriel.
Sidriel. Found it. Right underneath Noramir.
As you see Sidriel touched with a palm to the forehead by Andel, the new
God.
Lord Order. That's what it was. And you watch as the wrinkles shrink a bit from her face. Her hair goes from gray, not quite back to the rich brown, but close, as if 150, maybe 200 years of her life have been replenished, a gift for her services to Andel, the new Lord Order. And he kneels on that cushion of energy, like he is not touching the stone. And he gives her a kiss on the forehead, and he lifts her by the hands. Thank you for your service, my child. More boons to come, and new heights to rise to. It has been a pleasure feeling your worship. She kind of gushes a little bit, like she's like,
Oh, I was a bit randy when I was super old, but now I feel really young and spry. I'm going to go see the world.
again. And he turns on you, all Hunderpuck at your lead, and Hunderpuck gives a big sweeping bow.
My lord, the servants of your rising have returned to ask for perhaps a boon or favor, as I was not able to reciprocate their needs in this time of crisis. Their companion,
And Elk begins to speak. I have sensed Sodel's passage. I have sensed your need, and I can only thank you for bolstering worship in me. Please, present her.
I take out the finger.
As you take out the finger, it lifts, floats from your hand. He grasps it, crushes it. No, and he seems to take it, touch it to the side of his face, and whisper. Bring to me what instruments of resurrection you have for this one.
I'll just give him all of
The 400 gold's worth of onions.
That's all I got.
Hunderpuck was able to come up with another 250.
Okay.
He releases Sodel's finger, traces with his hands just in the air, and the unguents you have, the oils you have, lift up into the air, spiral out. And it's not a circle this time, it's an odd four-pointed star, like a ninja star sort of shape. And then he goes, oh, this one's new, and he suddenly plucks a diamond from the air. Interesting. As he plucks another, places them into a hand, and plucks two more from what seems just like the ether of reality. And then they float out and they land at the points of the four corners. Playing with fire already, huh? Is Cole standing leaning up against a pillar in the throne room, his telltale fingernail chewing as he rips a piece off and spits. Everybody make a dexterity saving throw. As the force of his breath alone is enough to nearly knock you on your ass.
We all still all have the +4?
Yeah, I'd say you're all still within Falconer's range.
Nice.
Magnus.
Dexterity.
16.
16's good. Arya,
17.
good. Rarden,
27.
Magnus. Not Magnus, Falconer.
16.
16's good.
23.
That was for Roston. I don't know what Kinneros's is, but that's cocked. Kinneros is kind of like his feet are swept out from under him, and he kind of like, just like, I'm good. You know, maybe later. Butts his. Ah, Cole. You grace us with your presence, Lord, God of death. Now I'll grace you with something, you greasy motherfucker. As he spits again. No save this time. He spits it a different direction. Come now. Young one. You're one to call me young one. You gonna start meddling in my business now, new Lord of Order? You can't adopt my sister's title just like that. I'll see sure of it. You can see sure as much as you like. As he swells, he grows a few feet, peering out over this glyph with this single finger of Zodel placed in the middle of a room. Her soul's mine, Gerard. I've claimed it. Perhaps there should be no more claims, Cole. Perhaps there should be increased freedom of this magical world, says the one who spent 1,000 years making it non-magical. I see through you. I see through you, Perseus. Which isn't, I don't know if you've heard the pre-essence called this name before. Perseus. You may be strong now, but you give me time to twist your brother against you. And I know that's all he wants after 600 years in your dreadful prison. Twist all you like, Cole. And the voice echoes and resonates the room, and dust and lint falls from the crevices. Until next time. And with a little flick and a flourish, Cole's gone. And every single soldier in this room suddenly just bursts. In a fountain of blood. Like, they are atomized to the point where the only reason you guys aren't coated head to foot is because of the belt. No, is because Endel had shields, and you see this coating of blood just slowly drip and then magically be moved to the ground. Zodel stands in the hells, a resonant chorus echoing through her brain of a single snapshot of sound. Detached from the stone, no longer burning, standing facing what is... Oh, that's terrifying. It is some sort of behemoth creature you have never seen before, and it is reaching... As it goes to reach, are you willing?
Can I make an insight check?
On the fiend?
On what's reaching towards me?
Sure.
Well,
it is a 40-foot tall fiend.
Right.
Reaching back towards you in the pits of hell while you hear this resonant crack and a yearning in an opposite direction. Are you a willing creature to be
The
personed?
fiend is trying to keep you there.
I'm running from the feed. I'm not being kept here.
That's the answer. I need it. As suddenly you come sprinting, like a finger goes, and this whole body is reincarnated in this shape as you see Zodel sort of still raging, probably a little bit scared, just, and unconscious onto the floor. Completely naked.
Like 0 hit points unconscious, or just
Stabilized. 0 hit points.
okay?
Stabilized unconscious.
I will cast Cure Wounds at the highest level, 4th level, and because of my Circle of Morality, it heals max hit points.
Nice.
So that's 35 hit points to you.
Zodell, as you come to consciousness, you are still screaming from your encounter in the hells. And from those of you who saw Zodell fall out onto this oil slick floor, as her body has been reincarnated, we need to roll a D100. I'll let you roll it.
I like looking at the table while that
tell
happens.
you what, you look at the table,
Okay.
and I'll roll it.
I like that. Okay.
And I'm gonna use crystal.
Okay.
Which is what I named these blue ones. It was gonna be crystalline at first. I just like crystal.
With a Y or an I?
With a Y.
Okay.
And 3 Qs.
Gotcha.
Why is it the best?
92.
Okay.
Now it's a D4 or a D6?
D4.
What are the options?
They're all human.
I'm going to roll crystal again. Crystal D4. That's a 2.
Marry it human.
As this, nice titties, human, with Zodell's haircut, but what color skin would you like as a human? I'll allow that.
It's sort of tanned, almost like. Oh, it's weird because with humans now you have like all of.
Like borderline Native American Indian?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
East Indian. Yeah, as a 6 foot tall human with, we'll give you black hair still.
Okay.
With Zodell's hairstyle. And you watch as this pinky finger of hers at first, as she's being just pulled like in thread. You watch like Westworld where they're just like putting a body together. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but just like watching the sinew in the whole body be reformed and the eyes sort of grow in their sockets. The pinky shrinks, changes color, and in a wet slop.
Can I ask for it to remain the same
What I
color?
was picturing. It was
One purple pinky?
the pinky stays the same.
Your pinky's all the same. I will allow your pinky to be a slightly more purple coloration.
Got it.
Naked as a jaybird. Immediately like healed up and feeling the screams, what I was building to was there is 3 large claw mark scars across your back from where something below tried to rake you back into their imprisonment. All of your tattoos are gone.
I was just gonna ask that.
That was where I was going with it initially, and then I thought of the claw thing partway through. And unless anybody else has anything major they want to do this session, I think we can end with...
I'll just run up and give her
Just put the belt on to cover the vajayjay. Just sling it a little low. Yeah, you got a lot of bush going on.
What?
We just got a Zodell like Amazonian warrior princess.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Wonder
Exactly
Woman
what just happened.
esque.
Yeah.
I'm imagining.
Dope.
I have to think of a voice now.
Yeah, you can keep your same voice or be
No.
super feminine, or
I'm not keeping the same voice.
and that was thanks to you grabbing my nuts that was probably more capable of being happening. Anybody else want to do anything?
No, we can pick back up there.
As Endel smiles. Peculiar form, perhaps. Welcome, Zodel,
And I'm gonna puke all over the ground.
to New Dara. And as the puke, if it gets too close to him, it just sort of like and goes back your direction. As like he is just radiating new god aura.
Yeah.
And you guys are 2 sessions later back in Dara.
Yep.
You guys only have one eyelid?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That was a bit of a roller coaster of a session, I'm not gonna lie.
This is what I've been working on while you guys are playing D&D
What is that?
after I cook dinner. This is my inversion table.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, I don't know what that means.
It's one of those tables you skip on, and then you like turn it.
Oh, I've always
back.
wanted one of
Flips you
those.
upside down and decompresses your spine.
I've always wanted one of those.
Yeah, I just, I've been over 3 months of back pain, so I figured I would just start throwing money at stuff. So